I saw a cute comic strip that takes place in a yoga studio, and it's just a one frame comic with a little caption at the bottom. But there's a lady yoga instructor coming out, and there's a guy sitting on a yoga mat cross legged, not very comfortably cross legged. His knees are sort of up, not around his ears, but it's clear that he's not super flexible, and he's looking a little uncomfortable, looking sideways actually, because she's talking to him, and she's carrying a small sledgehammer and a crowbar, and she says, "Let's work on opening up that fourth chakra." And he's like, anyway, today's journey through the chakras is on the fourth chakra, the Anahat chakra, or the heart chakra, which is positioned opposite the heart in the spine, in the astral spine, which is not exactly the physical spine, but it's kind of the energetic, the magnetic spine that's in the center of the body. And obviously the heart chakra relates to the heart, but it also relates to the circulatory system and to the breathing, the lungs and the breathing apparatus. And hence pranayama, and the element of the heart chakra is the air element. So we've come from earth at the bottom of the spine to water at the second chakra, the sacral center. The lumbar center is fire, and now air is the element represented in the heart chakra. Air is one way of expressing it. Gas is another, meaning that it's the gaseous state, which is what fire would do to whatever it's burning, be that a liquid or be that a solid. It would transform that into something that's in a gaseous state, and ash as well, but I mean that process would yield gas. And it's a very high level of energy actually in the heart chakra, and it's a very pivotal center. Swami Kriyananda explained to us that the heart chakra is kind of the leverage point in a sense. It's the pivot point for our energy, because it's the first chakra of the upper three chakras. So we have the lower three, which are much more concerned energetically with the body, the functionality of the body, the survival of the body, the procreation of other bodies. And with the heart center and the cervical center, and then the medulla and the point between the eyebrows, the upper three chakras, now we're getting into the higher levels of human evolution, the higher levels of consciousness. The heart chakra relates obviously to the heart and to love and to the manifestation of that joy that love really represents. You can't really visualize love properly if it doesn't have a joyful component in it. And the heart chakra is ruled by the planet Venus, and Venus itself relates to the two astrological signs, Libra and Taurus. And so for those who know astrology, those two signs, Libra being the positive sign, Taurus being the negative sign, they each represent different qualities of Venus. Libra would have the refined, artistic, the very balanced approach to life, and Taurus would have the earth mother, the grounded, also artistic, but a more earthy kind of expression, a more inward drawing kind of expression. Anyway, the heart chakra is pivotal because the heart's energy can go up or down. And if it goes up, it leads us to self-realization. This is one of the reasons that Sri Yukteswar wrote about, and Nirmala has talked about in quite a number of videos on the 8 meannesses of the heart. Sri Yukteswar described things that block the heart's energy. And unfortunately, even though the little comic was very cute, a crowbar and a sledgehammer are not necessarily going to do much to break up the blockages in the heart, the attachments in the heart. Heart energy can be devotional or it can be emotional. And if it's emotional, it tends to go outward. Emotions tend to look to the world for fulfillment. We're happy that something went well. You know, our team won. We won the lottery. The person we've been hoping would pay attention to us pays attention and likes us, or whatever. We can think of lots of fulfillments that come, and in and of themselves, there's nothing wrong with them. But if we are attached to them, then that energy goes out and it eventually comes back to us and teaches us to look for fulfillment inside. Now that's a long, long journey. The heart's energy can also go down in emotion, and then it gets tangled up in the lower chakras, and we can see the negative aspects of those lower chakras. The fixation of the first chakra, the overly flexible, wishy-washy aspect of the second chakra, the seeking power in order to wield it over people of the third chakra, instead of seeking to improve ourselves and experience our own inner power, but inner power to uplift, not inner power to dominate or to subvert over people. So think of the heart's energy as that which guides us upward. Sri Yukteswar said we have to awaken the heart's natural love. And when you think of that, think of the love of a child, the love of a child for parents and family. There's just this natural, spontaneous love that comes. And we have to remember that and nurture that in ourselves and offer it upward, especially offer it upward here at the point between the eyebrows. But realize that that heart chakra is also influenced by many things, among them posture. It used to be 100 years ago that posture was actually taught. People were taught to observe and maintain a very erect posture. And one of the things that happens when we practice a slouching posture, which has become very fashionable and kind of normal in the last, I don't know, some decades, 3, 4 decades, 5 decades, is that the heart's energy gets constricted. It gets blocked either in the navel chakra, the lumbar center, or it gets blocked in the heart chakra. And we get all kinds of trouble. You look at the statistics of heart disease, and obviously posture is not the only cause of heart disease. It may not even be a significant cause of heart disease, but it's related. There's a correlation, because energetically, when the energy will not move past the heart chakra, then it starts to manifest as disease. In fact, if you think of moving energy, flowing energy, when it's flowing in controlled and appropriate ways, it yields health, it yields vitality, it yields joy. When it gets blocked, its natural state is to flow. When it gets blocked, then we get disease, we get unhappiness, we get all sorts of entangulations from that blockage. So we want to keep that energy flowing. Posture is a very important way, but also learning to express uplifted feeling. Obviously, it's important. The Bhagavad Gita says, of what avail is suppression? And it's a very important point. We can't suppress feeling, But at the same time, we need to learn to control how we express that feeling. We want to express it in appropriate and uplifting ways so that we help the people around us, so that we ultimately help ourselves to grow. So these are a few aspects of the heart chakra. This is a very deep subject and could go on and on and on. But try in your meditation, try to feel, or in your chanting, try to feel that the natural love of your heart is offered upward spontaneously. Think of that fire a fire ceremony, a candle, even a match. See and feel the energy of that flame rising. That's a symbol of the natural love of the heart. It rises like a flame upward into the upper chakras. Feel that your own devotion is rising with that same intensity in meditation, and you'll experience a very, very deep blessing from that experience. Namaste.